Welcome to the Republican Professor. I'm your host, Dr. Lucas J. Mather, and today we have a wonderful return guest. We have Karen Humphries coming back for the second time, almost exactly 4 years later, because the last episode was March 29th, 2022. And so here we are again in 2026. Today is 26 March 2026. It's a Thursday, and I'm in California. It's a lovely day, and you're in Ohio still?
Ohio still.
All right.
Mhm.
Now the episode that we did last time was basically going through your background from student aid, teacher aid, I think it was, to school board.
Mhm.
And I'd never heard of that trajectory, but there you go. And I know because I follow you on social media and we do keep in touch. And we've been going back and forth on social media for at least since 2017.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think in 2017, I didn't know you were going to be involved with electoral politics. Can you just remind us when you got involved and then what's been going on since in the last 4 years?
What was my involvement with the
How did
school
you,
district? Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, how did you start getting involved with politics, with school board
Well,
stuff?
yeah, I didn't mean to, but I it's the school that I went to. I attended this school district growing up, and after my mom passed away and my dad remarried, we bought the house that I grew up in. So I've lived in this house for a lot of years. And when um, I when I had my daughter, I just wanted to be a bridge somehow with her because we live in a very conservative, which is good community, but it's a lot of white people, to be honest. And my husband is black. So my daughter being biracial, I wanted to be there in the community to make sure that there was a bridge.
Hmm.
And so I learned about a job, a reporting job for a local newspaper. And one of the things that I covered was the Board of Education meetings and all things related to the school district. So I got to know people as my daughter was going up and growing through school. In the meantime, I also got involved with the Alumni Association of the board, helped them with their newsletter because I love to write. And then I felt like I was supposed to start subbing in the schools. And so that's when I became a classified substitute and I would be a teacher's aide or, wherever I was needed as a classified sub. And so after a period of time, a friend of mine, because things were like really contentious in the community, there was a particular board member who was pretty antagonistic to the administration. And they just were wreaking havoc really with the school. And my friend said, you should run for the board because I had so many, things covered. I was an alum of the school. I had a student in the district. I had been on the Alumni Association board. I was at all the board meetings because I was covering them for the newspaper. And then I was a sub in the school. So I had like every area covered that you could possibly, every angle you could see the school district from. And so feeling very inadequate, but just wanting to help because it was a very contentious situation. I ran, got together with a group of people that are kind of like the the political group, I don't know, in the district, and they are wonderful
The
people.
political group.
The political group in the district who I mean the one guy was a board member, his wife is awesome. I love them, they're my best friends. And then just the whole other group of people that were running, and we ran three of us together. And the
That's
incumbent,
awesome. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
remembering all this that I loved about the first episode.
Yeah. The incumbent did not get reelected when we got elected, but myself and a professor at Mount Union University in Alliance, Ohio. He was the other one that ran with us, and he got elected, and I got elected. And for the first 2 years, it was we were the majority with two other people, and then we closed down an elementary building, and all hell broke loose because this community wanted that elementary building open.
Mm.
We closed it because of for funding reasons,
Mm.
and so the one person that was causing has been causing had been causing a lot of problems for years. She got together with two other people and it flipped. And so I was then with the professor. We were the minority then. We had gone from a four majority to a two minority. And
Oh
we went
man.
through, yeah. So the first time that you and I talked, we had just flipped back to having the majority again. And
Hold on. Let's get the
okay,
dates. Let's get the years. When
okay.
was the first time? What year did you get elected first?
I was elected in November of 2017 and took office January 2018.
Okay.
So the next election then was in November of 2019. And
They're just 1 year terms?
no, they're 4 year terms. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, there's three members elected at one time. And then 2 years later, two members elected. And you just keep going back and forth every 2 years like that because it's a 5 member board.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So then in 2019, right, there was, that's when it was the election that flipped it back the other way. And I mean, against us. And then we went through, I mean, then COVID, then you're in COVID, and it was crazy in the middle of COVID.
Mm.
There's so much. This story could go. It's epic. Like I've always said, it could be a book, it could be a movie. It is crazy the things that happened.
Mm. Yeah. When are you going to write that book and when are you going to write that movie?
I know.
And
I
star in the
really.
movie?
Oh yeah, right. I could be like what was that movie with Sally Fields in it? That was it Sally Fields?
Well,
No, no, I don't know who it was.
Places in the Heart.
I love that movie. This
You,
is how we get off track because you say
yeah,
silly things like that, and I go with it. Um,
I love that
I
movie.
can't. Norma Ray.
Oh, okay.
Norma Ray.
I think I started watching that one time and I didn't finish it.
I think
But
I did the same.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that's a great story. I mean, just the parts that you shared right there. And uh, now, are you in the majority now?
Yes.
Okay. So life is good right now.
It's been well. Here's the beauty. Yeah, getting you caught up. So we went through. So then let me see. 2017. The next election for me was 2021 in
Mm.
November, and we were running. What happened was one of the opposition's people had actually resigned that the
Mm.
year in 2021. Um, and so we had an interim person in there.
Mm.
So then when the election came up in 21, this was really complicated because normally you have three, like I said, three candidates. And then 2 years later, you have two candidates. Well, because we had to fill her position, that person can't just stay in then for the rest of the term. They have to be elected on their own. On their own.
Yeah.
So at that in that 21 election, it wasn't just the three of us that were up for election. It was another person
It was a special election.
that was like they were yeah. So they were a separate election held the same at the same
Yeah.
time
Okay.
for that seat. And so that was someone that we, as our ally, and
Yeah.
incredibly, all four of us got elected.
Wow.
So that was in 20. I mean, that never happens,
Wow.
right? In
Okay.
21. So we all got elected and we've been on since. Now we've been on, so this last
And you got
November,
reelected all four?
um, yes,
Or
because
okay.
so then after he got on and he could only finish out then the remaining 2 years of her term, if that makes sense. It's just like
Sure.
he had to get elected himself. Yeah, then he had to
Yeah.
do the other 2 years. So he got elected again on his own. And then just this past November, the three of us that worked together, the last time we got elected again. And this last time we had a 60% margin.
Mm.
So, the community has seen the effect of peace and, the lack of chaos, and they have embraced it. And so we are so happy with how things are. We have an incredible superintendent who has been with the district in various capacities since 2005. He's very loyal. There was a nearby district that tried to steal him for a lot more money, but he stayed because he's loyal to us. And you just can't. It's beautiful. It's
Now you're
peaceful.
you're a school board member of a district. Is that how it works?
Marlington Local School District.
Okay.
Yes.
How many schools are in that district?
We have 5 buildings.
Okay.
There's 3 elementary buildings, a middle school, and a high school.
All right. All right. So it's a small town kind of a feeling, right?
Yeah, it's about 1,900 students.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hmm.
All right. And then what are some of the issues that oh, let me ask you one more question, a geographical issue. Where at in Ohio is this?
Northeast Ohio, we're a little bit east, like right in the center of Akron and Canton, but a little east of that, like in the middle line. So,
Okay.
and so if you go an hour to our east, you're in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
If you go an hour to our north, you're in Cleveland.
Hmm. And how far apart are the buildings, each school building, in terms of miles?
Um, so
Like within 5 miles, 20 miles?
yes, within about five, I would say maybe 3.5 miles between the elementary buildings. They kind of are on the south end, and then the south the I'm sorry, like the southwest end, the south or the yeah, this I'll get this right. The north east end, the northwest end, and the southwest end of the district. That's where the elementary schools are. And so yeah, they're about 3.5 miles apart.
Okay.
And then kind of in the center is the middle school and the high school. They're together.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's our campus. Yeah.
So from the furthest ends of the district to the other furthest end, it's not walking distance. It's I mean you
No,
could, but
it'll
it would
take you
be a
days.
it would be a hike. Okay.
Our school district is 91 square miles.
I see. Okay.
91. Yeah.
All right. So what's your budget?
About 26.7 million.
Okay. All right. And that comes primarily from you personally, or do you have to tax people for that?
We have to tax people, but we have not been successful in taxing people because they don't, well, you have to put levies on, and we have not had new
Oh.
money through a levy since 2003.
Do you have you have the power to do that? Do you have the
We have
power
a
to
power.
levy?
We have a power to put a levy on a ballot. They have
Okay.
to vote, and
Sure.
they have not voted since 2003.
Do you have a power to make people vote for the levy? Like,
We can't make them. We're not supposed to. No, that's a good question. So it used to be that you could advocate for this. Now,
yeah, okay.
in
Yeah.
Ohio, we cannot. We
Oh,
board
really?
members, superintendents cannot advocate. It used to be that you used to be able to advocate for a
Yeah.
levy. We cannot anymore.
Okay. So you'd say that you need more money, um but that's a no-go politically.
Correct.
Okay. What are the if you had to say the most interesting issues that you deal with, and then I'm going to ask you a real painful one.
Okay.
Uh, what is the least interesting issue that you deal with that you think is probably important?
Wow, you're making me think. Okay. Um, so the first one,
And I mean, this is for people that might be thinking about running for school board, but they don't have,
any idea?
they're not quite sure. what's
Mhm.
really involved there?
Okay, so the first question is, tell me again, sorry.
What
I'm
are
thinking
the
of the
most
painful
important
one.
issues that for you, what you think are the
Oh,
most interesting and important issues?
well, definitely, you know, we've been the educational systems of the United States and I'm sure the world we've been assaulted with a lot of different social issues that have, tried to come in. And we're a conservative district. There's pretty much one mind on how this community reacts to things and wants what they want to do or want us to do is pretty clear. I'll give an example. We were threatened regarding praying at our board meetings. And we had it worked out through, legal counsel. We got advice as to how to navigate that because our community wanted us to stand regarding that and still pray at our board meetings. So you have to obviously, know what the risks are to doing that and how to, like I said, navigate it. So what we do is there is precedence and support to have prayer for governmental entities, but the sticking point seems to be that if students are compelled to be at the meeting, like you're influencing them in that regard. And so because our board meetings are not they we do not require any students to attend them other than it's not even required, it's an invitation. We have students of the month, like elk students of the month, and so we honor those students. And so the way that we have fashioned things now so that they're not compelled to be there is we open the meeting, we honor the students that are the students of the month, and then we dismiss everyone at large, saying we're getting down to the business portion. If you want to leave, you can leave. And so students, normally it's a school night, students and their parents, they want to leave. They don't want to stay for the business portion of the meeting. They leave. And then we just have adults there. And then we have prayer. We have someone come in and pray. And that has been our way to work around that. So I think the important thing is, and there are I'm friends obviously with people there, friends with teachers, friends with staff at the schools, and they just they say they feel safe, with me being in position that we're trying to do the best. It's not going to be the chaos of the past, and just kind of protecting how things are done, um, not just like systems or anything in particular, just a sense of of comfort that someone who cares and who wants to do the right thing is there. So that's important to me to know that. That's the whole, it's all about heart for me. I'm not you. I'm not the one with all the degrees and um, the educational background for it. It's just, I'm the one with a heart to want to help, basically.
Yeah. And so the four people that are in the majority that are on your side,
Hmm?
they're all on the same team as far as prayer goes.
Yes. Well, in fact, all five board members are on the same team. We
Okay.
all felt the same way. Yeah.
Now, is there any discussion about the character of the prayer or what the content would be or how long it is, what it should
No.
say? Or are you
We
just,
have,
is somebody else that prays, did you say? It's like a
yes, we,
chaplain?
yes. Well, we open it up to area ministers who want to volunteer. If for some reason we don't have someone, we actually have our treasurer prays.
And is that a position on the board or is that a staff position?
That's a staff position.
Okay. And uh, he prays because he just volunteers for that or because all of you guys think he's spiritual?
Um, Maybe both.
Okay. And has there ever been a prayer that you guys are kind of like looking at each other after, like that was wacky? Or,
No,
like did anybody get a prayer rug out and go, wait, which way's east? Uh,
no.
No? Okay.
No,
Nobody got like big scimitar out, try to behead people. Nothing like
no,
that. Okay.
nothing like that.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, it's a
Our meetings are
two-way.
boring.
You guys got a two-way state, so I wouldn't try that.
Yeah.
Um, Now, as far as how do you guys get your money, the levy thing, that would just be, is that a one-time thing, or do you guys get your money from the state legislature, or do you get it from property taxes? There's got to be a
All,
recurring
yes. It's all
source.
together. Yeah, it's all together. So we have levies that are they were put on like after a number of years, you can vote. Well, you can put when you put it on the ballot, you can put it on as a continuous thing, like it's never going to go away, or you can put it on that it has like a 5-year term and then it has
Yeah.
to be voted upon
Okay.
again.
Right.
Okay, so we have renewal levies. Our renewal levies, thank God, always pass.
Oh,
But we also do have some continuous that were in boards in the past made continuous.
I
So
see. Okay.
they go on no matter what. We get,
So you
you
can
know what?
predict the budget for next year. Pretty
Yes,
close.
yes and no, because the
Okay.
legislature in Ohio has continued to give money for the voucher programs that are popular with a lot of states, especially conservative states. People want to be able to choose, what school their kid goes to, whether, it's a private school or not. So they have taken money from public education and given it to this voucher program. And this is a very contentious thing right now for
Yeah,
us
I
because
bet.
I mean the funding formula is constantly changing.
Hmm.
And so, you think, well, we're good right now. And then, the Ohio Senate or the Ohio House, they put a bill forward. And of course, they send it to the other chamber, and then the other chamber tinkers with it and they send it back. And it just goes back and forth. And so we're here the whole time saying, well, if this happens, then this is going to be our problem, or this is going to be a good thing for us. And then it gets changed. And then you go, okay, if that happens, and you're going back and forth constantly.
Right.
So to prove this, it used to be like a 5-year forecast. We would have to look at a 5-year forecast. We don't do that anymore. It's now down to they're saying 3 years. And the truth of the matter is, you're pretty solid on the year 1 and 2.
Mm.
Beyond that, you don't have a clue what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very.
So your budget could fluctuate as much as 10% or 5% or 20.
Well, lately, for sure, again, any number one of those things could happen because okay, so we had some money come in. I think we probably talked about this last time. The Nexus pipeline was an issue for the area, and there was a pipeline that was put in. And if it went through your territory, it's like a $30 million house was put on in your district. You're
Mm.
getting money from this pipeline. But what pipelines do is they promise all this money so that they can get the pipeline put in, and then after they get the pipeline in, they say, "Oh, we're not making that much money, so we want a reduction." So we went through years of litigation about that. I mean,
Jeez.
not us personally, but but
You have to
we were
pay an
getting.
attorney. You have to pay attorneys to fight that for you.
We actually didn't have to. It was the state.
Okay.
I'm trying to, it was the state because it was the auditors. Yeah, the
Oh,
auditor
I
and
see.
yeah. So I mean, it was much higher level than that. So what money we're gonna
Gotcha.
get.
Yeah.
And but so that finally was settled. And so we do get, we get I'm forgetting the amount. I'm thinking about 1.6 million a year from that, which is helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can fluctuate. That stays pretty steady, but you always have all kinds of factors. You have companies that they're coming in and they're going to be building adding on to their building, or they're
Right.
going to be building a new building, and then they want some sort of tax relief.
Yeah.
They
Sure.
ask for it from the school because they are really adding to the community, and it's
Yeah.
helpful, and will end up getting more money, but then you're giving them a tax break. And generally, honestly, we do that because we want to
Sure. Of
encourage that growth.
course.
So yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of moving.
There's a lot of stuff that you got to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Uh, the the issue about vouchers, what's your stance on that?
I want there to be a plan. I'm fine. I mean, literally, we have some people running for the Ohio House. It's a primary that's coming up here May 5th, I think it is. And there are four Republican candidates in our area. And
Okay.
so we met with one. It was a community meeting, and I just said, we want a plan. It's just like you're just the legislature is currently just letting us die on the vine because they just keep taking money from us and it's not replaced with anything else. And they say, okay, now you have to do things this way, or now you have to do things that way. And it's just, we just want the plan. If you want to change the public school system and you want to fully embrace the voucher, doing the vouchers, we have to, how are we going to get from here to there without just letting us just be bankrupt basically. This is the system we have. It's in place. So make a plan. Tell us how we're going to get from there, to the vouchers. I'm fine with that idea. I really am. But I also want it to be apples to apples. I want those schools that kids go to that, with the vouchers, they should have to go have the same standards. We're tested crazy tests constantly at the state standard with public education, but they're not. So why, that should be equal too. We just need a plan.
I see. Yeah, and that sounds almost impossible to just get a plan because that would imply that everybody is on the same team as far as what we're doing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or um, or even has an idea of what a voucher system would look like to so the way you're talking about it is it would be possibly replacing some major aspects of public education in this
That's
country.
how I see it. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and because the infrastructure is already there, right, in public
Mm-hmm.
education,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be a major thing to disrupt that even a little bit unless you had a long-term uh, plan, like you're saying, that makes sense as far
Right.
as what your what the goals are. I mean, you talked about testing, you mentioned testing, but also just
Mm-hmm.
like I can imagine the budget issue. You said you had to close a school. My elementary school was closed. I don't know if it's still closed right now. I haven't checked, but the one I went to, Colorado Elementary School, it's a public high school named after Chief Colorado, a Ute Indian chief who was
Wow.
born Comanche. Um, yeah, in Jefferson County, Colorado, named after Thomas Jefferson. And so I when I was back in Colorado back in 2024, I think the last time I was there, gosh, has it been that long? Dang. Yeah, so 2024, I was there in the summer and it was closed. It was still closed. Colorado. It was weird. It was weird to walk around the school
Yeah.
and kind of peer in and see where the library used to be. And all the books are gone, as far as I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is going on here? But I'm assuming they just didn't have the, I mean, it's in the suburbs too. I mean, they just didn't have the money to
Yeah.
keep it open. And I'm assuming that it had a lot to do with the 2020s perversion that went down and, people homeschooling and then a lot of the social stuff you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's very much like I've come up with this saying or this thought, I guess. You know how some people are, it's like the saying that, orange man bad. Well, Republicans tend to have like a public schools bad. It's like that's their mantra. And
Yeah.
I understand that there has been, organizations that have pushed things in the wrong direction. And I mean, I understand that, but it's not, public schools aren't all bad. And, it's very frustrating to, feel that angst against us when I mean, especially when you know the people, you know, that and you know their heart and what they put into it. And, you know, like our example, just our school is just the people are just very loyal and very dedicated. And so you know, and they do their best and they do a great job with what we have. So it's kind of hard to, you know, deal with that or
I
that
see.
whole, you know, prejudice.
Yeah,
But
I totally know what you're talking about as far as Republicans go. What do you think that your voters, your most loyal voters, really expect of you besides prayer or whatever? Is there something specific they want you to do for them? As far as the
again,
budget, as far as the social issues?
I mean, I think they just, you know, they want things to be kept on track. A lot of them are, I mean, they're involved. The people that are our supporters are people that are involved. So, you know, you have the parents who are barely involved with their kids' education, and they are the ones who tend to, you know what it, I mean, if you know somebody and you're in relationship with them, it, you know, I mean, then you know whether you like them or not, you know. And largely if someone is involved in this, the schools, their kids are you know, they're involved with their, to help their kids get good education. You know,
And
if they're
you're
playing,
not just talking about like going to the football game or, what do you mean
right.
by involvement?
Well, involved, like the present in their kids. I mean, I saw that before, you know, I'm sure you remember my story. I was an old mom. By the time I had Gracie, I was 37 years old. So I was, you know, wanting to be present there because I saw when people weren't present that their kids maybe, you know, maybe fell through the cracks a little bit because, you know, a teacher can only, I mean, a teacher can only do so many things and during the day. And if they send the child home and the child is not encouraged to study or, you know, all those things, the parent is just like, whatever, and not even really present.
Okay.
It's so just involved with their child. And there are just some people that aren't engaged.
So they're expecting you to facilitate that or to encourage that?
Mhm.
Okay.
See, so that's what you hear all the time too, is like, you know, how awful kids are in public schools. Well, I mean, again, you think you're going to send a child to school 7 whatever hours a day, and those people are supposed to take care of everything. Which, by the way, we our community is so great in that. I mean, we have a lot of different, you know, for the less affluent members of our district, we have things in place. We have our one elementary school hands out backpacks every weekend to take for kids to take home for school food in
Oh,
case,
wow.
you know, they don't have food at home. So I mean, very involved and very caring like that. But you can only, we're a school system. We're not
Yeah,
the parents in the home.
right.
So that's a big burden, I think. But for what people are looking for, they're looking for stability, they're looking
Yeah.
for support, for trying to, you know, do the best, because there are so many parents that are just wanting the best for their kids. You know, and they really are engaged and want to them to have good a good education and a good experience in school.
Now, are you well, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. I think I asked you what your most interesting issues are. So parental involvement, prayer.
Yeah,
Okay.
just general
So
care, like
third,
being
okay.
there and helping. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you say is the most important issue that you're not really interested in?
You know, so largely I have been in Board of Education meetings because I was that reporter
Hmm.
for the newspaper
Oh yeah, yeah.
since 2005. So
Jeez.
I have been in at these meetings for 21 years,
Oh my gosh.
monthly meetings. So, and
That's
I've
great
missed
job training.
very few. I've missed very few, maybe 5, 6. I'm not
How often
kidding.
are the board meetings?
Monthly.
And what day are they on?
We now moved to Thursday. They were Tuesday before, sometime now they're Thursday,
And they're Thursdays what time?
6 p.m.
And how long do they last?
It just depends.
Could they
Depends on what's
could
going
they
on.
last till 7,
Oh
8,
yeah, for sure.
9?
Yes. Yeah, they can last till 9.
Okay.
Um,
Are they
I'd
at a
say
school? Where are they at?
they're at the high school
They're at the high school. Okay.
and they
In
are
the
on
in the
YouTube.
gym or something? Where at?
They're
Auditorium?
in, it's called the DLZ, the Digital Learning Center. DLZ, wait. DLZ.
The
What?
yeah, yeah,
Digital
between
Learning.
North and South Korea.
Um,
Demilitarized zone. Totally.
it
I
used
get
to
it.
be the library. It used to be the library, but
How
it's
many
called the
people show up typically? Has there been a fluctuation since 2005?
there's always a fluctuation. Absolutely. Depending on the chaos that's going on, you would
Uh-huh.
have, a full meeting. But
Chaos. Huh?
now
I
we
want to
are
hear
down
about
to
chaos.
no, yeah, chaos. We now are down to about 2 people. No
Oh,
joke.
geez, you need to have more chaos. You
No,
you want involvement? Get some chaos
no,
going on.
we do not want chaos. We want the I oh, it's digital learning zone. That's why it's Z.
Okay. So you're
Okay,
saying
but
everybody's like sitting in front of a computer or something, and you're up there by the chalkboard, and it's not even a chalkboard anymore. It's one of those whiteboards.
whiteboards, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's where it's they took yeah, talk about books being gone. Largely all the books are gone.
Oh,
It is. Everything's
this is killing me.
digital. I know, I'm sorry. It's all digital.
Oh,
Everything's, computers and stuff.
did you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
do
sorry.
that? The
I
board
didn't
did the
do it.
board do that?
Well, the board has to approve it. It's superintendent's the one saying they want to do
Oh
that.
man.
This was years ago. This was years ago. But
Okay. So
yeah.
you're not up there fire and brimstone cussing with Christian cuss words that we need to have
Gosh darn
physical
it.
books. We need to have physical books. That's not you. That would be
No,
me. That would be
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but because I mean, if I read a book, it's going to be a physical book, yes.
Yeah.
But no. Um, okay, so I was going to avoid that, but yeah, something that's important, I think, that is kind of painful to me. I started out saying it's the board, the board meetings can be painful
Mm,
because you are going through, you have that agenda,
they're
and the
boring.
agenda basically, yeah, stays the same. You're hiring people, you're approving their retirement or their, them leaving. You're approving the calendar.
Yeah.
Going through all the financial, things like just getting the financial report, whatever comes up, approving students that are coming, exchange students, just
Wow.
just matter of fact, like things like that. It's not a real exciting, thing. So that to me is the most painful, but it's obviously very necessary to do.
Do you guys have the power to fire anybody?
Yes, if we would have a majority vote, we could say that, but we don't do. I mean, we leave that up to the superintendent.
Hmm.
If we can weigh in, if he would say, oh no, we don't want to fire this person, and there was three of us that said we want to fire that person, then of course he's going to talk to that person who is going to most likely, resign, because you don't want to put that on
Yeah.
their
Okay. Um, now for someone thinking about running, I know there's different kinds of boards. There's a board of education. There's a board, there's a school board. I think some of them are county-wide, maybe. Like, I'm not sure exactly. I should know more about this, but um, for your situation, how much time does it take you to properly prepare for one of these board meetings? I
um
mean, if you're going to do it right,
well,
not skimp.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it
You have a
takes.
lot of expertise, though, so you have a lot of expertise to draw from, a lot of experience.
Well, yeah, and you just have to be there. Like, so that's hard to quantify because you're engaged,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like, for
You're in
example,
the
like with
flow.
yeah, you're in the flow of it. You're going, like, I volunteer. I from the inception of this program called Rocks. It's ROX, and it's a girls program. It's that stands for ruling our experience, and it's for like sophomore girls in high school. And they meet once a week. We meet once a week, and it's just talking about how to be assertive but not aggressive in your conversation, especially in supporting other women, and just like it just is kind of
Knowing what a woman is, knowing the
actually we
definition of the term.
right. We haven't had to do that. We haven't had to explain that to anybody. They
Oh
know.
my gosh.
Um, but no, but it's really good. And then they do a program or like a service project at the end, and just decide it can be anything like painting painting the stalls in the bathroom and putting like nice sayings on them,
Oh,
or
that's nice.
it's just like a positive thing. And
Oh,
so yeah, I started in 2017, and I've been involved every year. So with that, I'm there and I'm talking to students. I'm working with the teacher and a counselor that run it. So people.
yeah.
So how do you can't quantify that, or you are at sporting events, or you are just talking to someone like the one other board member that I was talking about. He has 8 kids.
Wow.
He's down to one at the school now. They've graduated and stuff. But of course, so he over the years he has always been there at all kinds of sporting events and very involved with the booster clubs and
Mm.
all that. So that's how you get the feedback, with that relationship. So you're
It's
doing
all
that
it's also a nice reelection strategy too, because you get to know so many people.
well, he did get the most votes of all 3 of us. So
Oh, okay.
he's very involved. Yeah. And and the other board member that I ran with, yeah, she also is, and she's got grandkids in the district. So it's that involvement, and
That's cool.
that's what you can't quantify. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's like you're
right.
spending that time. So for the actual board meeting, you're looking over the agenda. You might spend a half hour. If there's something weird, you're going to call the superintendent, or something you don't know. You're talking to the superintendent about like, what's this about? I don't
Yeah.
understand this. And since I'm board president,
Oh,
so I meet with him to go over the agenda. And if there's
I
something
see.
that I have a question about, we might put it off if I think that it's bad or not bad. It needs more explanation before we talk about it, or something like that. So,
Hmm.
but that
Wow.
doesn't happen often. He's a great superintendent. So
Now, how how much do you get paid for this role?
big money, let me tell you.
Big goose egg?
No, it seemed, well, what it turns into being really like nothing, because
Yeah,
you
I'm
give
sure.
money for things
Of
too.
course.
So but it's like about $940 a year.
Okay. That's important. I'm asking because I know somebody's going to be like, "Why didn't you ask that question?" Um, $940 a year. And is that paid out monthly or is that paid out all at once?
Every 6 months.
Every 6 months, you get a whopping check.
Like 400, yeah, and 20
Okay.
bucks. Yeah.
And how much does it cost to run a reelection campaign or an election campaign if you're doing it for the first time? What would you
Uh,
say? Do you have a bank
well,
account for that and all that?
You can,
Okay.
because I work with those political people in
Yeah.
the area. I mean, they have a group, and we have some really great donors.
Mm.
I think we did it for 3 candidates this last time for about 10,000
Per for you, for just
for
one
all
person,
of for all
for
three of
all of
us,
us. Oh, okay,
because
cool.
we ran together. So the things that we mailed out, we were all three on it.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the yard signs and stuff.
Yeah,
I saw your yard signs.
yeah.
Okay, so you're, I think what I'm hearing from you is, and it works for your area, for your situation. If you can run with a team, that's better than running on your own because you
It
want
was
to.
from, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing, especially the
Mhm.
first time. And it's just nice to have that support,
Oh
that,
yeah.
people who know what they're doing and people in agreement. And, like I could vouch for someone, like if I know you and you don't know the other people, I can say, oh yeah, that I'm running with them because they're like me and we agree. And so then that automatically gets your vote for the two of them also,
Mm.
and vice versa. So it
Yep,
definitely,
that
I
makes
was going
sense.
to, I was going to run by myself the first time. And then they kind of were like, whoa, what are you doing? Because you're going to pull people off of our candidates. They had,
Mm.
they had three already arranged. And then when they invited me to talk to them, and when I talked to them, the one person bowed out and I got on with the
You
other
were
two.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that worked out well. I mean, and I, because I thought, why wouldn't I do this? Oh my goodness, they know what they're talking about. They have the money, they have the donors already lined up, so it's pretty, yeah, I wouldn't, it's hard to do it on your own. It's hard to do it on
Oh,
your
I
own.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
Um, Now, if well, I guess I would ask, being an elected official, is there any awkwardness about that with anybody, like any friends or anybody at church or
You know what? They really do show, I'm like, my friends in the district show great respect. And it's humbling because um, you know, I'm just me, me. And it's, but I mean, my friends have always been very respectful. They've not tried to get away with something or try to find something out or, you know, um, complain and get a certain outcome. They're just really good people. So, for me personally, it's been a lot of like it's been very humbling because they're very respectful.
what you mentioned chaos earlier. Could you summarize just in a few minutes what you mean by the chaos? Like what kind of issues were you talking about?
Well, at the heart of it, without
And
before
what
the issue,
years was that you saw that?
well, when I started, it started immediately when I was started reporting for that newspaper. Two, interestingly, two women had been elected in November of 2005. My very first board meeting was the day of the election when they were elected. Um, that I was working for the newspaper. And the one lady was the one who is the chaos person. The other lady is I am on the board with her. We became friends, and we've run together now and been on the board together 8 years. So she turned the corner with the circumstance. I'll say that underlying issue is because what does chaos do? It causes instability and questions and skepticism, distrust. That's when someone is creating chaos, that's their goal. They want everybody to distrust everyone, that's there. And so they want to bring things up sounding like they're just wanting an answer. What I noticed about the chaos lady was that she would ask questions not to get an answer, but to accuse. You can ask questions, and if you keep asking the question even after you've received the answer, the fact that you keep questioning shows you don't believe it, and you're trying to cause a skepticism. And that was her main MO. That's what she did. That was how she operated. And I noticed that,
Was
and
she a Democrat or was she Republican?
she's Republican,
Oh
but
man,
she
not cool,
operated.
dude.
No, she there's so much to say. My personal position or thought about her is that she wanted something because of a. Here's another thing I've noticed: people when they're offended, it is what does Proverbs say that it's is it Proverbs that it's about harder to when a brother offended, that scripture about a brother offended, like you can't, it's hard to talk to them when you have all the problems that we've had with people joining in with her. They're people that are offended about something. They're offended about the school district for some reason, and whether it was their experience at the school district, whether it was, oh, my relative was let go,
Mm,
and I mean,
gotcha.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's offense
Some
there.
decision or a set of decisions that they don't agree with or don't understand.
Right. And so that, I mean, that's the chaos. And then, so then it's just caught, the teachers, especially, I mean, the staff in general, but the teachers, it makes them feel very unsteady,
Yeah.
because they're thinking, what's gonna, you know, I mean, the chaos lady would actually be, go after teachers for, oh, you donated to like maybe our campaign or something. I mean, she would go after them about that,
Hmm.
which is none of her business and not her right. And but she was trying to create problems for them. So
I
then they
see.
didn't, I mean, it's just intimidation.
Mm.
Um, so
Yeah, and
yeah,
meanwhile, like pretty serious board business that needs to be done is not getting done, right?
right. So
Yeah.
if you're a superintendent and that's what you're dealing with, you're not able
Wow.
to do your job well.
Oh man, that's pretty rough. When did that die down? What year was that?
Um, when she was not elected again. And so that was the last time. So we just ran in 25. So 2021. She was
Wow,
not, she
she
was,
lasted that long? Wow,
she lasted for, 16 years, 16
that's a
years,
long time,
4 elections. Yeah.
man.
Yeah. But we,
That's sad.
it really is sad because I mean, and again, if you're not involved and you don't really, this is in general, just in politics in general, we
Yeah,
make these decisions based on social media or whatever. We have these opinions about things, and we're not really in it. We don't know, and then yeah, bad people continue to stay in office, or good people are attacked who are in office. It kind of goes. Um, it just you've got to look into things and not just take the superficial
yeah.
view. I
Okay,
mean, I mean, that's, you personify that. That's your whole thing.
try to.
Being educated about things. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you don't seem to have the pronoun issue there, the people making up words and stuff,
Right.
making up new rules about how to refer to people. That's not good. That to me,
No.
that's very chaotic and confusing to kids. I'm glad that you seem to be a part of something good happening at this local level. And it's really nice to
Hmm.
it's really refreshing to hear that it can be as simple as parental involvement that you encourage. Of
Hmm.
course, I mean, you only got the parents that you actually got, you know,
Right.
so
That
you're
can be
not going to
good.
be,
That can be bad.
yeah, the whoever's there is the parents, right? And you don't have the power to reform families or, but the issue with prayer, I guess I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing to it, it's not just symbolic, it's that we're it seems to be a real source of calmness and strength in that community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're our source. It's pointing to, it's honoring God as our source.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in scripture that says, oh, you honor God, well, oh well, hopefully things will go well for you. It's quite the opposite. You honor God, things will go well for you. And
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that want to homeschool simply because they view the school as totally hostile to that.
Yes. Yes.
So, um, I mean, I think I would probably have a lot more desire to send my kid to that public school if I knew that that's how it was being run. But
Right.
um, yeah, this homeschool versus public school thing, I think that what you said about having a plan and making sure that it makes sense with the infrastructure we've already set up, the best of the public school tradition, how that fits in, that to me, I thought that was pretty interesting. I would like to hear more about what a plan like that would look like. I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but
I
you
mean,
ever,
I've thought about it, but it's very complicated,
oh
obviously.
man, I
Like you
can't
said,
imagine.
it's huge. So
Have you ever
yeah.
thought about running for higher office?
Oh boy. You know, it's funny. The very first time that I was elected, I had just been elected, and my dad, he's deceased now, but he said, "So when are you going to run for state, like state rep?" And I said,
Yeah,
"Can I first be on a school board
right.
before I even know?" I don't think I would want to do that. I
No,
mean,
I don't blame you.
I don't think I would want to do that. It's because it's such a game. It's such a
Yeah,
game. And we see it even at the level. I mean,
yeah,
you see it at our level, but even just even that step up and the state rep. And
yeah.
I'm
And
not
I'm
interested.
not encouraging it. I'm
Yeah,
just,
I
it was just
understand.
a question. I had there's another person that came on the podcast, just ran for state rep, won the primary, but lost. It was a special
Mm,
election. And, I saw him getting beat up. I thought he handled it pretty well, but I mean, it's just a state rep. And
yeah,
that's, it's crazy. It's crazy what goes
yeah,
on even at that level.
it is.
Well, thanks for coming back on the podcast. I've really enjoyed this time with you, Karen.
Me too. Thank you so much for inviting me.